So we had some copyright issues with the last couple of videos that we made with the music, and it made it difficult to view those videos in some regions. So I'm just going to do the music myself this part.
What's up? It's Richard here from Weed City Soul, and we're here to do a performance review on the Under Armour Curry 2. The Under Armour Curry 1 was one of the biggest shoes of 2015. It single-handedly raised Under Armour's basketball sales by 40%. But once you got past the cool factor of Steph Curry having his own signature shoe, it actually ended up being pretty disappointing on the court. To get right to the point, the Under Armour Curry 2 is the Curry shoe we've been waiting for on court. This is a phenomenal basketball shoe, and we'll start in the review right away. We're going to start with the cushioning. Again, Under Armour has implemented their charged foam. However, this time they haven't advertised it as an adaptive cushioning system that firms up when you move around and softens up when you're just standing still. They just advertised it this time around as being very responsive. And it is. It feels very similar to the Clutch Fit Drive underfoot in that it has a little bit of bounce to it, and it's a lot less firm than the Curry 1, which I found to have really crappy impact protection. Bigger players may still need a little more cushioning than the shoe provides, but it's still pretty good. I weigh a little over 200 pounds, and I didn't really have any issues with them. A couple of times maybe I came down and I felt like maybe they could have been cushioned a little better, but overall they're actually quite good. The shoe features a Micro G insole which lays on top of the charged foam. And despite both layers of cushioning, it still remains really low to the ground. The court feel on the shoe is excellent. This time around, the shoe is made out of speed form instead of anafoam. Anafoam, in my eyes, was a failure on almost every level. It's just way too stiff, and it caused pinching in a lot of places around the shoe. Speed form is Under Armour's technology that's very similar to Hyperfuse. Other than it feels a little more organic, it almost feels like a synth leather. And it's a lot more comfortable, and it moves a lot more naturally with the foot than anafoam does. In a move that's very unconventional these days, the shoe actually features a full-length tongue instead of a boot system of any kind. There aren't even straps in the middle to keep the tongue attached to the shoe, just this lace loop here. Now, I found in the past that traditional tongues actually allow for a better fit sometimes because it's a little more adaptable. The only problem is this tongue specifically sometimes bunches over top of your foot by folding on itself, and you really have to jam your hand in there to get a proper fit on the shoe. Once you do get that tongue to lay properly on top of your foot, the fit in this shoe is excellent. I didn't experience any sliding laterally or front to back. The speed form just fits the shape of your foot really well. It does a good job of containing everything, and it's very comfortable. It feels more natural than the Curry 1 does. Despite the fact that the shoe is very comfortable and flexible and accommodating, it's still very supportive. I was a little worried about it when I got it. This speed form material is actually quite thin, especially in the heel area here. You can see that it's very malleable. But what Under Armour did was take this heel counter and extend it all the way into the midfoot. Sometimes you see heel cups or heel counters just end right about there, and this one extends right about here. And it provides a great deal of support, especially laterally. Your heel will be locked in. I didn't experience any heel slippage in the shoe at all. In a cool little detail move, Under Armour has added these little traction pods to the collar of the shoe. They're very similar to what you'll see in a pair of basketball shorts these days where they have the rubber on the inside of the waistband. And I'm not sure if it really helps the shoe grip your ankle any better, but I think it's cool that they're there. Moving on to traction, Under Armour has used what they call an organic herringbone pattern on this shoe. And to put it simply, it works. The traction on the shoe is beastly. It's probably the best part of this shoe. You're pretty much going to be covered on any surface with these. There's always those rec center courts where nobody's really gripping anything because there's an insane amount of dust on the floor. But for most surfaces and most floors, you're going to be covered. Each colorway of the Curry 2 will feature a specialized tag to signify which colorway it is. This is the Iron Sharpens Iron colorway. When I first saw pictures of this, I thought it was going to be the All-Star colorway, and I was fiending for February to come around so I could get these. And it turned out that these were the first colorway they dropped, and I was beyond pumped. That is one of the places, however, that the shoe is a little lacking. The Curry 1 had an outstanding amount of personalization and details that were specified for Steph Curry. A logo on the tongue, logo on the forefoot, a molded heel counter with a gigantic Curry logo in it, Philippians 4:13 on the lace loop, I can do all things on the inside of the tongue, and a Steph Curry logo on the insole. And the Curry 2 has the Curry logo on the tongue and on the forefoot, and that's it. There's nothing else that signifies this is a Steph Curry shoe. Samples of these shoes had "I can do all things" etched on the inside of the heel counter, and that medial side detail just isn't there. I guess they decided to scrap it. I'm not sure why, but I really wish there had been more Steph Curry details on this shoe. They could have put it in the heel counter again. They could have put it on the inside of the tongue, on the lace loop, anywhere really, but it almost feels like a PE sometimes when you're looking at it, because it's just there and there. So that's just a little disappointing. People like to see details. They like to see things that make shoes signature shoes, and they like to see things that make shoes related to their favorite athletes. So this shoe retails for $160 Canadian, $130 for the rest of the continent, and it's really just an excellent value. Nike Sigs are getting up towards $250. LeBrons are over $300. So this is really just a great value. If you can only afford one shoe and you need it to perform, this is one of the first shoes you should be looking at. It's really just an excellent basketball shoe. So to sum things up, if you're looking for a fantastic basketball shoe at an excellent price point, this is one of the first shoes you should be looking at. It's got great fit, comfort, court feel, cushioning, traction. It's the whole package, and it's available at a great price. If you need a ton of cushioning, however, this maybe isn't going to be the shoe for you. Or if you play primarily outdoors, there could be some durability issues with the Speedform upper, but overall, I really think it's worth it. This is one of my favorite shoes to play in right now and probably for quite a while. This has been Weed City Soul's performance review of the Under Armour Curry 2. If this has been helpful to you, comment, like, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Weed City Soul. I'm Richard from Weed City Soul, and until next time, they're just shoes.